Hi everyone, Peter here from Maison Real Estate with another update regarding rental situation as it applies to Queensland with the COVID-19 virus situation. I'll apologise in advance by saying this video is going to be a little long because there are quite a few things to cover, and I'll also get out front that I've never gotten political with any of our clients in the past, and I certainly hope this is an exception to my rule of not being political, but in this case I believe it is important. The Queensland government, in an effort to try to be fair to tenants in this situation, I believe are going to be overstepping the mark. Not only I, but several people that I've spoken with about this and the Real Estate Institute of Queensland believe this as well. A couple of the changes that the Queensland government have got in mind are as follows. One, if a tenant gets a rent reduction because of a reduction in income or loss of job during this COVID-19 situation, the decrease in rent the Queensland government is proposing is waived rather than deferred. For example, if you have a rental property at $500 a week and agree with the tenant that they only have to pay $250 a week, the other $250 a week never needs to be paid back. I don't think this is right. The reason being is that property owners also have financial responsibilities, such as to the banks, for their mortgage. Now, banks have agreed in instances where owners have financial hardship to defer payments for 6 months, but it's not a waiver of payments. Those payments are capitalised onto the loan and interest added. So if that's going to happen with owners with the banks, the tenants should at least be in a situation where they have to pay the negotiated amount that they're being temporarily let off, repaid to the owner in future. Also as well, the government wants to just have a 1 week break lease situation. So if a tenant's in a property and they say that they want to leave the property, they only have to give 1 week's notice and only have to pay 1 week's rent as a penalty, rather than paying rent until a new tenant is found and paying break lease fees, advertising costs, etc., things that owners have to pay for. I don't believe that's fair as well, and neither do the REIQ, who are the Real Estate Institute in Queensland. There are a few other changes which I won't bore you to death with the details on, but other changes such as tenants must be automatically issued a 6-month renewal even if they haven't been paying the rent and their lease comes due for renewal. Now, we're all in favour of having a moratorium on evictions for a period of time, but to have these situations where owners are going to be significantly out of pocket, I don't think is fair should their tenants be affected by COVID-19. There is some good news in all of this. Not too many of our tenants at this stage have come to us and asked us to negotiate with the owner for a rent reduction. Some have, to be honest, not as many as I had expected. But it is important that we make our views clear to the government that the changes that they've got in mind really aren't fair. So attached to this email is a link to the REIQ website where you can easily download a letter to the Premier of Queensland and email that to the Premier, asking her to review the situation as it applies to rental properties in Queensland. So I'm sorry to be so long-winded, but these are important changes, and I'm asking that each and every person completes this letter and emails it to the Premier of Queensland as per the instructions in this email. And if you've got any questions or queries, don't hesitate to give me a call. We're here to help. That's all for now, and I'll speak with you shortly.